everybody, welcome back to another Nerdy Draws. This week I'm drawing a character from, it's actually the mascot of a convention that I'm going to on March 18th, which I'm going to have that posted soon. Whenever I go to the convention, as soon as I get home, I'll try my best to edit it if I'm not con dead, which is like me having a good day at a con and then coming home extremely tired because I probably got up at 7 o'clock to do whatever makeup or hair that I had to do for the cosplay itself. Doesn't that sound exciting? But this con is, it's an anime con that's going to be going on for 2 days, and I haven't gone in a long time, but I'm really excited because this time I'll actually have money to spend, so it'll be great. I'm drawing the person exactly that I'm drawing. Her name is Kimiku, and she is as I said before, I think, she is the con mascot. So basically she shows up on every icon, because I don't know if you guys have ever seen like con icons before. Usually they're an anime girl, or specifically anime cons, they're usually an anime girl and they just represent the con itself. Maybe there's anime boys, but for the most part, all the ones I've seen in my area have always been female. But she's the mascot. She shows up on every icon, and so it was for a contest, and the contest is that you do your own interpretation of Kimiko, and you turn it in before 5 o'clock or something like that, and then you gotta like, they'll judge it. And I don't actually know if they're gonna take this because, and I'm probably gonna draw another one because of that, but I don't know if they're gonna take this because it's perspective, and the contest says that the prize winner gets an animated version of their thing, and I don't know if you can really animate this perspective. Which, by the way, this perspective was, I didn't plan on doing this actually. I plan on doing just like a simple to the side thing, but I've never really done perspective before, or I've never really done it good, because the perspective that I always do comes out usually wonky and I don't really know what I'm doing. But this one actually came out pretty decent for being my 5th try or something like that. But I kind of like the way this one came out. And you'll notice for this recording it came out kind of different. Also, there's this like thing at the corner of the video. That's because, and you'll see it on my Instagram as like the most recent picture, depending on when you're watching this. If you're like watching this in the future, it's probably not going to be pretty recent. But you'll see it on my Instagram. The way I recorded this is that basically I stuck an old like telescope tripod onto the top of my marker box, and then I propped that up with a piece of glass and a tape roll, and then I taped the tripod, I think I already said that, I taped the tripod to the top of the thing, and then I stuck my phone in between. And so basically that's how I'm recording, is off a phone, on top of a box, or in between a telescope tripod, at the top of a box, surrounded by a piece of glass and a roll of tape. Ain't that exciting? But I kind of like the way this view is, so maybe I'll practice a little bit and like try to get that corner out, because that kind of looks weird. But I'll get the corner out, and then maybe I'll keep doing this perspective, because I like the way this came out. You know, it recorded well, as opposed to the way I usually do, which is like I stick my phone on top of a clear piece of glass and then I draw at the bottom of the table, which hurts my back a lot. This was way more comfortable, so this drawing came out a lot better than especially my Valentine's Day one, because that one came out kind of wonky, because I did that with the glass at the top, and these are my markers. They came out with the glass at the top, and it just hurt my back, and so I rushed it, and then the drawing came out kind of ugly. This one is 21 Terracotta. This is from, okay, I really like these markers because they are, they're like Copics, but they're significantly cheaper. The only problem is that they tend to bleed a lot, and you'll usually have to go over it twice to get a solid color. But other than that, there's a lot of good things to say about these markers. They hold in a pretty solid color, the control is really well, and I don't usually use chisel tips like on Copics or like the touch markers. But, and I won't use the chisel tips because I never find that they're really useful for me because they don't feel like they have enough control. This has 2 brush tips, one is just smaller than the other, so one I'll use for outlining and the other one I'll use to actually fill in. So like what I'm using right now, I think that's, I want to say, yeah, that's the brush tip, and then whatever I outlined it with was the fine tip. Yeah, there we go. But these markers are really good, and these are the, let's see, gotta lift the blanket to look at what I'm seeing here. The dual tip artist markers studio series, and I actually got these at Barnes & Noble because one of my friends said, she told me, because she got these, she got the skin color thing, which is, I forget this one's white, and then this one's like a dark gray, but the markers that I'm using, I mean. But she showed me how they worked, and I was like, wow, these are great. And I didn't know there was quite as much bleed because she didn't really show me all the bleed. But besides the bleed, if you just do some line art or you have really good control with your markers, you won't have too many problems. And you might also want to go slow with these. But if you're looking for markers on a cheap budget because you cannot get Copics, which I cannot, these are a really good option. And the way I'm reading this, the way I'm watching this, the marker title pops up like way before the actual marker itself because I forgot the editing thing. It's like pushed forward, and so you'll be seeing it real time. But like if I get the marker name wrong, that's why, because I edited this wrong while I was watching the video to do the voiceover of it. For the drawing, when I do this, you probably noticed it already, but I don't use black outline for this entire drawing. It kind of looks black because it's a dark gray and I run over it a lot, but I don't use black, and that's not for any artistic purposes. That's because my Micron pen ran out, and then the black for the pen series that I had, the one that I used to outline this, also doesn't have black because the pen nub is so pushed in for me drawing so often, it just collapsed. That just goes to show how much black I use. This is also light gray. Right here, I'm using black to put the shadows on the shirt. You can't really see that, and that was a problem right there. That's where I'm outlining it or coloring it in with black just to create a little sort of a shadow effect. The light gray that I'm using right there, that's like cool gray or something like that. That's not 92 chocolate. These subtitles are screwing me up. But this is, that's a light gray that I use, and it's such a blessing because I always try to color in white fabrics with a dark gray marker because I don't have anything else, and then it just ends up coming up like crap, and then I want to do the entire thing over, but I realize I can't because it's marker. That just creates a whole mess of problems. But to be fair, before this I was using, oh, and this is 92 chocolate. I'm gonna outline the bottom of this. To be fair, I was using Crayola markers before this because I literally had nothing else, and now I finally have these nice studio art pens. And so with this, her shading is kind of, it's centered at the top. The light source is just coming from the top, and so I underline or undercolor a lot of the bottom parts of this drawing. For example, the chest part, and then the hair, somewhere around the skirt or something like that. I don't know if you could actually tell that was a skirt, because that's the biggest difficulty I had with this. And for some reason, if you didn't see that right there, there were brown spots on my drawing, and I don't know where those came from, but they came out of nowhere, and I looked at them and was like, well, time to die, because those were so freaking frustrating. I kind of worked around them eventually, and then in the final drawing that I edited, it didn't have those because I like got rid of those, but those are kind of annoying. This is 109 Pearl White. This actually isn't part of the skin tone set that I have. The skin tone set doesn't go wide enough for me without being pink, and so I use this from this big studio set that I have because it provides a nicer color for the skin. And then 347 Apricot. This came from the skin tone marker, but I mostly use this for shading just because it's a darker color and this character isn't exactly dark. And so I'll just use that for specifically shading. And I also recommend, if you're gonna do skin colors and stuff, get the skin color set because it has dark browns, it has lights, and then you can use one of the pinks for like cheeks and stuff. So that's always nice. And this is the end of the drawing, guys. thank you all for watching. Leave a comment as to what you'd like to see me draw next. I hope you guys enjoyed.